highly changeable, causing unpredictability in terms of car setup and performance.
Well, we'll just give it a second, make sure it's working.
Was won by a different driver every year. Winners include modern legends such as
Seems to be all good.
Jenson Button and Sebastian Vettel. 7 of the 10 winners were or would go on to be world champions.
Right, hello and welcome to round 6 of season 6 of Tier 1 for BRL. We've got the Spanish Grand Prix tonight. A few cars out on track already. We have got... I don't actually know if we're doing full quality or not. I should have checked that. But yeah, I'm Callum. I'm Tier 3 driver. Not commentated for 2 years, so that's going to be interesting. But we'll work through it together. I've not followed Tier 1 at all, so it's going to be interesting. But I'm sure we're going to have a great race tonight. Some very, very good and fast drivers out there tonight. Few familiar names for me. F1 Union, Samuel Drakeley, and then obviously the McLarens I've spoken to a few times before. Yonder, we've got Ben as well, very fast driver. And Haas just starting his lap. Let's ride on board with him for lap number 1 as we head through the first chicane. Very technical circuit, this one. Hard to get the setup right, as we found last night. Some very tricky and slidey corners, so you need to have a good setup that can manage the slides very well, and also there's a lot on the driver as well. Heads down now. The Dutch driver in the Haas. I'm going to have to read up a little bit through qualifying on some of the results from this season. Just kind of get a picture for it. Do keep me posted in the chat. Keep talking to me. Make sure everything's fine. And we'll work for it together. So that is really loud. As we head down now into the final couple of corners. No chicane anymore. 2 fairly flat right-handers. Ben heads up to the line. Ethan sets an 11.2. Ben does a 1:14.3, so that's definitely not going to be Ben's best lap. We'll get the telemetry on as well. Who else is starting lap? Let's go on board with my fellow McLaren driver, Vapor. Purple sector 1 according to the game. So we'll see how this lap develops. The number 25. Very tricky set of corners this here. Very hard to get it right. The car just wants to complain over that curve. You've got to be very careful with that. As we head down now into the second of 2 DRS straights around this circuit. Purple sector 2 as well for the McLaren. Very gentle on throttle as we enter the final 2 corners. CV keeps his foot pinned in for the final one. He does, nice. You're getting a lot of time by keeping it flat through there, so very nice from McLaren, and it's 11.001. That was already about 4 or 5 tenths faster than the Tier 3 pole time last night. I was nowhere near that, so interesting to see, but good pace so far from the McLarens. We are currently dominating the all 3 tiers. But yeah, be interesting to see how things develop tonight. Let's have a look who else on a lap. Union just about to start his lap. As we head down now, down the main straight, DRS wide open. There is quite an annoying bump for some reason on this curve here, so you've got to be careful not to run too wide, and because that can throw the car off a little bit, which isn't amazing, as I experienced last night. But as we head down now with Jaden. Purple sector 1, according to the game, we're going to take that with a pinch of salt. Ooh, big kick there, he runs wide onto the grass. That's going to lose him a lot of time there at the start of sector 2. Car seems nice and hooked up. Swings it through there and onto the middle straight. DRS wide open once again into turn 10. Very careful picking up the throttle again. The car got a sliding complaint out of that one. Get down there into the final 2 corners of the lap. Getting a good time here. I think he hit one of the brake marker boards there. Up to the line we go, and it's P4. So yeah, lost a lot of time through that mistake. Through turn number 4, I believe. I'm gonna get the track map up. Should have done some homework. That's not the right circuit. There we go. Let's save that image. So I'm not currently aware if we are doing full quality or not. Obviously that will impact how we go along. I'd imagine it's only short where we have 16 cars, but we'll have to see. Let's have a look at the championship standings actually while we're having a bit of a lull. I think Jaden's set another lap. He's improved by a few tenths there. Who should we run on board with? I don't know who's starting laps, who's on a lap. Let's go to the AlphaTauri of Techubi, I believe. And he goes fastest by just under 3 tenths. Good lap from the AlphaTauri driver. Currently leading the way. Very strong pace. So McLaren currently leading the constructors for Tier 1 by 20 points from Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo only leading by 8 points over AlphaTauri. And then we have Mercedes behind them on 59 points, Williams 52, Alpine 44, Ferrari 43, Red Bull 37, Haas 31, and then Aston Martin only on 4 points. So we're hoping for a big haul of points so far for this evening. So JJ and the Alfa Romeo currently leading the standings by 11 points ahead of Eggles in the Williams. Eggles currently 8th fastest. You definitely do a better time than that. Nico in the McLaren P3. DNF from the last race in Silverstone. He's only 13 points off the title, off the championship lead rather. So very close up the top there. Nice and consistent from all the drivers. So it will be a good race tonight. With plenty of names in contention. Techubi, that's definitely wrong. But he's currently 4th in the standings, tied on points with Nico, 13 points off the lead. And then 5th place in the standings currently is Vapor in the McLaren. DNF again from the last race, so double DNF for McLaren. He's on 47 points, so 18 points off the lead, not too bad. But that is your top 5 currently in the standings. I'm just going to turn down the game audio because it's quite loud. That'll be fine. There we go. Right, who is on a lap? I think... I don't even know how to pronounce that name. We'll just say the Mercedes. But yeah, I'm not even going to try pronouncing that. We'll say the DHL F1 guy and the other Mercedes. Goes 7th fastest, does now 8th fastest. He's been dislodged. I don't know who went faster actually. I didn't catch that. I think it might have been Danny in the Haas. Maybe I'm wrong. Samuel Drakely up to P6. Good lap from him. We'll call this Mercedes SNQ. We'll go with that's probably the easiest way without causing any problems for myself. before anyone else. Very close at the minute of actual proper lap times, we'll say. There's about 1.5 seconds separating the field, so a lot of time I think to be found. I think it is just a short qualifying session, so it's just under 7 minutes left to go in qualifying. Nico yet to set a lap, same with the championship leader JJ, but I'm sure we'll definitely see them out very soon. That might lead me to believe it's only Q1. So I'll have to wait and see for that one. There's Mercedes coming up to the line. I believe that's DHL. No, it's not. It is SNQ. He's into the pit lane. We're on board with DHL guy. I believe he's just starting a lap now as we head through turn 4 into turn 5. Nice downhill braking zone. Let the car run out wide onto the curb. You can use all the track there. Good now. Very technical corner here. Don't want to run on that sausage girl at all, so totally through the car. Easy flat through here, up onto the back straight. He's going to get a slight toe off the Williams, I believe that is. Unless, I think it might have been an Alpine. No, that's a Williams. Moving nice out of the way there for the DHL guy. Into the final 2 corners of the lap. 2 flat flicks to the right. He keeps his foot pinned. Lovely stuff from the Mercedes driver up to the line. Only moves up 1 place. Very minimal improvement. Just 7 hundredths of a second. Up into P11 for the Mercedes. JJ now out onto the track for an outlap. Who else is on a hot lap? I believe Vapor is on a hot lap. Maybe not, it's he's 2.3 down. Presumably no, into the pit lane for the McLaren driver. Imagine Tichuvi is doing the same. Oh, actually no, up to line for the end of a timed lap with the AlphaTauri. Can he improve on his time at all? He goes even faster by 2 tenths. The gap now 3 tenths, just over 3 tenths to Vapor. Tichuvi right on it here in Catalonia tonight. Anyone else on a lap? Let's follow JJ. Is he the one who set to 3? He is. Let's follow the championship leader then for the start of his first time lap. Depending on the times, could be his only timed lap, so he needs to make this one count. I have no doubt that he will. As Danny retires. Is that on track or in the pit? I think that's in the pit lane. So Danny confident with this time. And he will do no more in this session. So I'm presuming this is Q1. It does say in the top left, but sometimes it does that for qualifying, even on short. So we'll have to wait and see. Purple sector 1 for the championship leader. Into turn 5 we go. Hugging that inside curb. Letting the car run out wide. Nice stuff from the Alfa Romeo. Obviously will be renamed Steak F1 Kick Sauber for the next game. As we head down now towards turn 10. Into the double apex corner, turn 11 into turn 12. Turn 13, 14, final 2 corners of the lap. Very nice stuff from the Alfa Romeo so far. Foot pinned to the floor. That's what we love to see. Up to the line. And he goes P6. Off pole by just under 6 tenths of a second. Nice stuff so far from all the drivers. Some very quick times out there. I think anywhere from 11th upwards would have been pole for Q3. Tier 3 rather. Turn the telemetry off just for now. We'll put it back on. Why not? Most of the drivers in the pit lane. I think the other Alfa Romeo finishing a lap or starting a lap. Not too sure. Presuming finishing with the battery. I'm only on 10%. Ethan in the Aston Martin on an outlap. We'll follow his progress. He's probably safe at that time. 2 minutes left. He gets out of the way for the Alfa Romeo. I don't believe they are on a lap currently. But we'll follow Ethan, we'll watch his lap. He did slightly by the Alfa Romeo, but obviously neither of them are on fast laps, so it's not a problem. Here we go then, Ethan through turn 14, up to the line to start his lap. A bit of debris there on the start-finish straight. As we head down now, barreling down to turn 1. Clipping that inside curb for turn 1, let the car run out wide. You can take two very different lines through turn 3 there. The conventional wide line that the game suggests, or hug the apex, and he goes purple, sector 1. It's turn 5 now. It's on the curb, let the car run out wide. Got to be careful not to run over that white line, otherwise you will lose your lap time. Now we head to turn 9. There's 6 cars all on this straight here, so hopefully they'll get out of the way. Oh, look at this, it's an absolute calamity. The Mercedes in the way, into the wall I think as well, that Mercedes. It might have lost Ethan some time there. What a mess. This has better get out of the way as well. It's going to give him a nice little top to the line. What a mess there. He's abandoning the lap. So that is heavily cost Ethan there. That was just utterly ridiculous. But he should be safe, I think, with that time anyway. I mean, only one car's going to get knocked out. Nico's still out of the pits. And he won't make out, so Nico will be out of qualifying. Everyone now is safe. Everyone can get into the pits and retire. And save us a little bit of time. But that will be it for Q1. The Chewy's on another lap. We don't expect to see the soft tyres used throughout the race. It will be a medium to hard or hard to medium. I think you'll only see the soft unless there's a late safety car. I think that will be the only way you'll see the softs, because it's not the best race tyre here. Degradation very high. And just burns out soft tyres very, very quickly, so not the best race tyre. Chewy can't improve on his time, that is it for him. I think a car has hit the wall, and it is S&Q of the Mercedes. He's out. That was a crash rather than an on-track retirement. I still have no idea how to say that name. Let's yonder across the line. Mihinovic, you can see the debris all over the track there. That is it then for Q1. Everyone bar Nico is through. And we'll head then into Q2 shortly after. I should have read through the results there. But into Q2 we go. I was kind of hoping it would be short quali. Save my throat a bit. Maybe not actually. Maybe it is into the race. I might be wrong. I think we're going maybe straight into the race. I'm not 100% sure. I have no idea whether it's short or full quality. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh no, yep, we're going straight into the race. So to 5 red lights we go. Lights up, lights out, and away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. Good start from the front two. They get away quite evenly, but it is Tuchubi ahead. The Aston Martin of Ethan alongside Vapor into turn one we go. Wheel to wheel, the Aston Martin just edges ahead. The McLaren around the outside, will they hang it together wheel to wheel? They just managed to survive. The Aston on the hard, so good start from Ethan there on the slower tyre as we head down now to turn 4. Wheel to wheel, the McLaren just sticks the wheel on the inside there but manages to avoid any contact there. All clean so far from all 16 drivers. Yonder dropping down to the back. Nico making up 2 positions already. As we head down now towards the back straight, Tuchubi already got a decent lead already as Jaden gets past. JJ up into P6 now, the championship leader, as Vapor gets back past Ethan there. We just missed that as we were looking through the order. As we head down now into turn 10, these two still wheel to wheel. Into turn 10 we go, wheel to wheel between the Aston and the McLaren. The McLaren just keeping it clean around the outside, does the Aston Martin there. Still wheel to wheel we go. Down into the final 2 corners, they've got, one of them has got to back out here. They will not go through wheel to wheel here, and Ethan has to concede there. As we head down now to lap 2, look at the gap Tuchubi already has, 1.3 seconds while these two squabble over each other. The Aston now tucked up in the slipstream, moves to the outside. Into turn 1 we go. We want to see the move. He tries to move around the outside, try and go steep. And will Ethan now try and get the run up until turn 4, try and make a move potentially. And he is on the slower tyre, so he's got to be careful how he plays this, but he doesn't want to lose too much ground, just needs to stick with the McLaren. There's Ben 94 dropping down now. Let's get the telemetry up. Position changes, let's have a look as it settles down now. Nico up 3 positions, JD up 3 positions as well. Union dropping down by 3. Unfortunate start. SNQ dropping down 4 positions as well. Let's have a look at the tyre selection as well. So we have the Tuchubi started on a hard as well, so that is a critical start for him really to get the McLaren. Ethan also on the hard tyres. We have Navs on the hard in the Alpine and SNQ on the hard as well. So not surprising he dropped down. As we head down now to begin lap number 2. No, lap number 3. Tuchubi goes even faster. SNQ up to P14. Got a nice big train here from P2 all the way down to DHL guy in P11. Let's have a drop down the order. Isn't dropping back. Hidovic drops to the last. We have a yellow flag. I think something's happened there. No damage seemingly for the Williams, so he can continue on. Nav's dropping down the order. He's had a problem there. No front wing for the Alpine, and we have a virtual safety car. I don't know what happened there to the Alpine, but he has got no front wing. That's not good. I don't know quite what happened there, whether he made contact or whether it was a driver error, but Alpine is going to have to come in and sort that out. But this just slows everything down. Navs has retired on track. That might be investigated. No front wing for the Alpine. It shouldn't hinder anyone too much where everyone else is ahead, and we're under VSC conditions. But the stewards may take a look at that one. Gap now 2.2 seconds. If Tuchubi plays us right, he could get a good jump here on Vapor. But this is just allowing the whole, from second down to last. It's all bunched up now as we get going again. DRS now enabled as Danny looks to have got a very nice safety car restart. Already ahead of Ethan into P3. And he'll tuck up now into the slipstream of the McLaren. Not close enough to make a move as Ethan looks back down on the inside. They do make slight contact, but nothing too bad. As we head down now through turn 3. All clean so far between these guys. At the sharp end, he moves the Alfa Romeo, JJ in the championship leader, and Samuel Drakely going wheel to wheel into turn 5. And Sam just moves ahead of the of FJA rather. Sorry, wrong car there. Too much action going on. Everyone's in DRS. It's quite very difficult to keep up. Let's ride on board with Jaden in the midst of this pack. Look at this. That's 7 cars here. We've got a yellow flag. Mihinovic has retired. And we have a full safety car. Will anyone dive into the pit lane? I don't think anyone will, unless anyone at the back wants to take a gamble. Oh, Tachubi dives into the pit lane. He's going to get off those hards straight away. Now that is unexpected. Vapor, Danny, all into the pit lane. Ethan staying out. FJA staying out as well in the Alfa Romeo. So almost all of the pack, after me not expecting them to pit, have come into the pit lane. Only 4 staying out. Yonder, SNQ in the Mercedes, FJA, and Ethan now takes the lead. Be interested to see what these guys pit onto. As Ethan having to slam on the brake set and not overtake the safety car. Let's have a look at the tyre choices. Eggles onto softs, Ben onto softs. Very interesting indeed. Committing to a 2-stop then for those guys, I would imagine. And then everyone on mediums has gone on to the hards and vice versa. So yeah, I mean that does give everyone who's pit now free choice. They can go to the end if they want to on those tyres, but will they make it is the question. Lap 5 currently of 33. Have a little gap now to wait. And we can just take a moment to breathe. Wasn't too sure what happened to the Williams there. He was kind of running slightly detached to the back of the pack, so must have been driver error. As Ethan into the pits now. That is an interesting choice. Maybe he's been swayed by the others pitting, but he is now going to come out plumb last. Is the Aston Martin. So FJA now takes the lead of the race. I think S&Q's in a good position here on their hard tyres. I think anyone who's pitted for hards, I mean Danny is probably in one of the best positions of anyone. So his tyres could probably make it to the end. They won't be in good nick, but if we get a safety car, it may be 15-20 laps or so. I think everyone will be fine. But I do love a full safety car. We get the whole pack bunched up together. It just makes for more interesting racing. You got everyone back together again. It brings everyone back into the fold. I'd imagine the safety car will come in at the end of this lap, as we've got everyone now in the pack. So there's your tyre choices then for the restart. So everyone up to P3 has pit. So yep, there we go, and it's ending. So we will turn that off, get the interval back on, and sit back and let chaos ensue. As FJA will lead us then We'll run aboard with S&Q in the Mercedes, George Russell's car, as you can tell by the blue strip on the halo. Running right up with the diffuser of that Alfa Romeo. You would expect FJ to make a sharpish lead as he goes. He has caught the Mercedes napping, and he probably will extend that lead a bit as we get going then onto lap 7. We are back underway here in Spain. We would expect FJ to build their lead on the medium tyre. As we've got some action in the background, Tsubi making the move on Yonder. That is critical for his race. The net race leader now has a Vapor ahead of Yonder as well, so not a good restart for the Aston Martin. Cars swarming around there in the background as we got Ethan overtaking Ben. There's 4 cars here. Yonder with Danny around the outside. Will he make the move stick? Not a lot of room on the exit, but he does make it work. And Yonder might now lose the position, and he lets several cars go. Isn't wanting to fight as Tsubi and S&Q battling for P2. Vapor now on the back as we got a yellow flag, the Red Bull of Union, as I had some trouble. Tsubi around the outside of S&Q, lovely move into turn 10. Vapor needs to clear this Mercedes as soon as he can to get back onto Tsubi. That is the fight for the net race lead. So we have Ethan making up ground. He's already made up 4 or 5 places on this restart alone. As Vapor now tucks up behind the Mercedes, burns the battery. As Eggles sets the fastest lap in the Williams. Oh, running out of room there. Also McLaren down the inside he goes into turn 1. They hold it wheel to wheel. Got to be careful to leave the space. Vapor bounces over the curb. Mercedes probably could have left a little bit more room there, but he was the car ahead, so he does get to dictate. Not close enough for any moves at the moment. Let's have a look down the field. Eggles just on the back of this battle now as Vapor might look to make the move on the Mercedes. Will he go the long way round? He does. Around turn 5. Wheel to wheel. Will bang. I think S&Q is fine. There will be no damage from that. In real life you could have picked up a puncture like that, like Alonso had in the sprint the other day. But in the game we will be A-okay with that. Although Vapor has lost considerable time to Tsubi as Eggles swoops it around the outside. Lovely move there from the Williams driver, and he is now on the back of Vapor on the much faster tyres as Tsubi on the back now of FJA. As we head down now down the main straight, let's have a look at the battery difference between these two. They are on exactly the same battery. Tsubi with the fastest lap now as he moves out to the inside into turn 1. Will he make the move stick? Swings back in front of the Alfa Romeo and back into the lead. Union with the fastest lap now, trying to recover some ground after that spin moments ago. You'd imagine Tsubi's probably going to check out now as S&Q falling down the order into P9 now. There's Aston of Ethan. It's ahead of him as well. Let's follow the mid-pack. Have a look. FGA sticking with Tsubi out in front. That's right on board with Samuel Drakely as he's all over the back of the championship leader JJ. We'll have the DRS. Samuel with a lot of battery, 7% more than the car ahead. It is very hard to recover ERS around this circuit. Not too many hard braking zones, very medium or high speed corners, so not many places to recharge and harvest. There's a Vapor now creeping into the DRS zone of FGA as we come now to start lap 10. Gap out in front, 8 tenths. FGA with no battery left at all. As it is, Eggles close enough to the McLaren, not quite. Turn 3 we go. Eggles will want to use those soft tyres as best he can to make up some ground. They will burn out much quicker than the medium, so he's got to make the most of it while he still can. As S&Q has had a spin or made contact, and he now falls to last. Union on the back now of Yonder. Some good pace from the Red Bull. Unfortunate spin before. As Tsubi now checking out in the lead. with Vapor gaining on FJ8 for P2. They said that his lead slightly on Eggles in the Williams, but everyone from P2 down to P8 has got DRS with the car ahead, so we've got a nice little train forming here. As Vapor tucked up behind the Alfa Romeo now, this will be an easy move down the straight. Right behind, almost like the gearbox of that Alfa Romeo. As he sweeps past, DRS wide open, doesn't even need to touch the ERS. There's both cars behind flashing. Eggles now swings into second place. And these two both gain a position. FGA loses 2 positions in a matter of meters. Fortunate for the Alfa Romeo, but he has not stopped yet. So that will play dividends later on. No one really close enough to make a move in the mid-pack. Ben and DHL going wheel to wheel. We've just come on board with that. Will DHL go round the outside? He's just about made it stick. Still wheel to wheel we go. Nice move there by the Mercedes. Very nice move as he heads down into the World Championship points now. Ben still with DRS though. Will look to make a comeback. But unfortunately the Mercedes ahead does have DRS from Nico. The gap now in the lead, 2 seconds to Chuby ahead of Vapor. Vapor still with Eggles for company, so he's not quite dropped him just yet. A third of the way now through this race. Not been a bad race so far. As Danny behind now moves up ahead of FJ8. I wonder whether Alfa Romeo will implement team orders here. JJ obviously the championship leader. We want to make as much ground up as possible. Because currently the man in P2 is scoring considerably more than he is. Eggles in P3. As we said before, F1 Nico is the man in third, so JJ is currently safe from Nico. Excuse me, 3 places behind the Williams. It was his nearest contender, 11 points behind. Right now would take the gap to 4 points. And this is silly now from the Alfa Romeo, so they need to swap down the straight. They probably will. JJ losing considerable amounts of time behind his teammate. As we had a little lag spike there. As the burns of his battery swings out very sharply to get ahead of his teammate. And that moves his Alfa Romeo now up into P5 as FJ has lost a position to Samuel Drakely as well. Just falling back now is that Alfa Romeo. He might even lose the place to Ethan as well. He's on the freshest tires of anyone. As Ethan now moves to the inside. Is there enough room to fit 2 cars through? Yes, there is. Plenty of room left by both parties. And Ethan now up into 7th place. Nice little recovery drive. Yeah, he was last on the restart, as he was the only one who pitted lap 2 of the safety car. But he has made up 7 positions in about 7 laps. Some good consistency there. We'll look now, the gap just extending all the more out in front. Eggles 3.5 tenths. This is our closest battle on track, so we'll follow this for the moment. The Williams on the McLaren. As he tucks up now with DRS behind the McLaren. He's going to move to the outside on those soft tyres. Vapor not going to fight this one. Williams up into P2. It's crucial for Eggles to just outscore JJ by as many points as he can, as S&Q is the first one of the evening to get a 3-second penalty, and he heads into the pits as well. The back 4 cars all kind of dropping off the pack a little bit. The top 10 still nice and close together. Nico 3.1, he's now ahead of DHL guy in the Mercedes. I'll try to keep you all updated on the whole picture rather than just the top runners, but that is the closest battle on track currently. Vapor still tucking up in DRS. Almost 3 times the battery of the car in front, if he wants to use it, of course. As we were saying, very hard to recharge, generate the battery around this circuit. As with the removal of the all the corners in the past few years, there is now no heavy braking zones really. Like turn 1, turn 10, and that is pretty much it. And turn 4 and 5 aren't too bad either. Vapor back ahead now of Eggles. BRS helping the McLaren driver move back up as McLaren gain 1 position with 1 car, they lose it with the other. DHL is back now ahead of Nico. Looking to be running what looks to be a very similar helmet to Lewis Hamilton. Nice touch there, as he is in Lewis's car as well. We'll swap back now. JJ now, the championship leader, on the back of Danny. This is now the closest battle on track as Eggles has fallen back off Vapor by a few tenths. JJ close enough to make a move? Not quite. We turn 10 into 11 and then into 12. He is considerably closer to Danny than Danny is to Eggles. So if he burns a bit of ERS, which he has got plenty of, he might just make it into turn 1. Not electing to use any battery. Will he go down the inside? No, thinks better of it. Sticks behind Danny for now. He is in the good position of being the championship leader. So he has pleasure of the 11-point buffer. Although he needs to be, I'm sure we'll be watching where Eggles is with great interest, as that is his main rival currently, or closest points rival, I should say. So everyone's kind of just falling into pace now. Kind of everyone half a second or so apart. Not quite close enough to make a move. This is still the closest fight on track, barely. JJ kind of safe from our angle as we'll head back on board with the P2 man in the championship. As Vapor dives into the pit lane. He is getting rid of those mediums. We'll probably put on hards till the end. Although he did start on hards, I believe, actually, so he could go on to another set of mediums if he has enough. He's Danny now inherits P3. So who is yet to pit? We'll have a look. Penalties, we know. Stops. So everyone now has pit. So in theory, they could stay on those tyres till the end as we have a yellow flag. It is the Aston Martin of Yonder. That will give actually no, was that Ethan? That was Ethan actually. Ethan's made a mistake. So that will give DHL a little bit of encouragement. Nico right behind Mercedes now into turn 9. Conservative lift there for the McLaren. Comfortable gap behind to his teammate who's just stopped again. Nico running a very similar helmet to what I was running a few weeks ago. As Eggles now into the pit lane comes the Williams. Getting rid of those softs, will probably go for some mediums, just again comfortably to the end, but those softs have carried him well, longer than I thought they would, as JJ making a move into turn 1, ahead now of FX7 Danny in the Haas. Crucial move there for the championship leader. And so we've got a bit of movement behind Ethan into the pit lane. I wonder whether he picked up some front wing damage or has just burnt out those tyres. I think he's all good for damage. A union with Ben for company. Ben swaps to the inside and back to the outside ahead of Union. Fortunate for the Red Bull, seems to have some good pace in qualifying, but that spin earlier has cost them, as Nico now ahead finally once again of the Mercedes. So Danny might have a look back now at the championship leader of JJ. I believe, as it stands, McLaren will maintain the championship lead as Tsubi, the race leader, into the pit lane. Let's have a look what he goes on to, as Danny inherits the lead ahead of Samuel. JJ behind the championship leader into the pit lane. Alfa Romeo. Nice up there, another set of mediums for the AlphaTauri. Excuse me, as Vapor now sets the fastest lap for McLaren. And they're going to come up quite close, I think, actually, the McLaren and the AlphaTauri. This is the net battle for the race lead. The undercut is very powerful around the circuit, so Vapor gaining a lot of time on his rival for the lead. In the little battery though, so Julia's got a lot more. But this will be probably the most vital battle on circuit now. As both Alfa Romeos have managed to find each other once again. Egels and P7, 2 seconds off this battle on screen currently. As we have a retirement, Ethan is out. As he crashed, as he retired on track, what has happened? And we have another safety car. Now, this benefits the top two a lot, because they will almost half the disadvantage of pitting under usual race conditions, as they both dive into the pit lane, probably for a set of mediums each. This does not help Tsubi or Vapor, who have just pitted. Ethan, who was having a decent little race, now out of it. As Vapor into the pit lane once again. Well, that might have been my mistake. McLaren into the pit lane. Both McLarens into the pit lane. Double stacking. Other McLarens. Vapor heads back out now behind his teammate, which he will not enjoy one bit. Actually, no, he has Ben now in between. Danny has retired. What has happened to Danny? Danny has crashed, I think, with Tsubi. Yeah, what has happened there? Debris all over the circuit. And the man who was leading the race, well, before the safety car, and the man who was leading the race under the safety car, have collided, and the latter is now out. Unfortunate there for the Haas driver, who's having a tidy little race there. I'm sure the stewards will be looking at that straight away. We just missed that there, but debris all over the circuit, so the safety car may be extended. But that does make the battle for the lead slightly more interesting. Obviously, all these drivers now, for the most part, on fresh tyres. Samuel Drakely, who was running probably around the top 5, the mid-pack of the points runners, he is now leading on the best tyres of anyone. Nico and Union both on soft tyres, so that'll be interesting to watch their progress, see how they survive. We'll probably drop off quite substantially to the end, but I think for sure the man in the best position currently is Sam in the Ferrari. Freshest tyres of anybody, and on the medium. There's a slight kerfuffle again behind as a Vapor into the pits once again. Is he going to pit for softs, I wonder, as Yonder pits as well for Aston Martin. Let's see what tyres of McLaren puts on. Nico dropping down again for some reason. Curious. Okay, so from the start of the race, who has made up the most positions? It is this man on screen currently. Nico making up 11 positions. DHL F1 guy making up 9. Eggles 7. Sam makes 4. JJ makes 5. Some good progress around the field. Tsubi, will he be carrying any damage? No visible front wing damage from the offboard. A bizarre incident under the safety car. So unusual to crash under the safety car. Although Lance Stroll managed to achieve that. Nico seems... I did say we need to look out for another safety car around 15 to 20 laps time, and it came at the precise moment I said that. Get the interval back up, and the safety car is ending, so we are going to have 12 laps. 12 laps to decide who's going to win this contest. Sam in a fantastic position with his tyre life and tyre choice. So it is going to be a straight fight to the end. There'll be no DRS for 2 laps. No opening of the rear flap. So it's going to be all pure pace for the first 2 laps of this restart. As we head down now, turn 13 towards turn 14, and Sam has gone straight away. Got a good gap to Eggles. Eggles will be wanting to stay ahead of the championship leader behind him. This is going to be a very crucial fight to the end between these two. We'll keep an eye on this one. Eddie moves into turn 1. FGA, I think, making a move on Ben 94, and he does make it stick. Union making up a position that's crucial for him. So we'll go back to the lead pack now. Sam still leading out in front, 2.5 tenths to Eggles. Just behind, but he's got JJ just behind him. This is the important fight we need to be watching. G Championship protagonist, currently the top 2 in the championship, wheel to wheel on circuit. And, Nico and Vapor need to make up a bit of ground to keep McLaren in the lead, as Sam is extending his lead out in front, almost 8 tenths now, thereabouts. The 2 championship leaders, protagonists into turn 10, wheel to wheel, bit of contact between the 2. They keep it wheel to wheel through turn 12. They won't get 2 cars through here, so Eggles backs out, the championship leader back into P2. Crucial move for him. Just keep extending that points advantage. He will now set his targets onto Samuel Drakely in the Ferrari. Any points he can take will extend his lead. Move behind potentially between the McLaren and the Mercedes, jostling for position. Eggles now forced off the road as Nico, I think, has made his way through. He has. Eggles falling all the way down the pack now. I think he's gone off, has the Williams. Terrible moment there as Vapor's gone off as well. So I think those 2 collided as Eggles rejoined after being forced off the circuit. Disappointment for the man in P2 in the championship. He will fall right down the order now without a final safety car. That is all over there for the Williams, who will probably end up at the points. As we looked at this lovely rear shot from the Mercedes, we got another yellow flag as Eggles recovering again. Nico now will be wanting to move up past that Mercedes on the soft tyre. He'll have the big advantage and want to get after JJ. Sam still maintaining his lead out in front of around 6 tenths, although JJ is clawing it in bit by bit per lap. DRS now enabled. This will be crucial for Nico to make this move as he switches to the inside, already out of battery, as he heads down to turn 1 ahead of the Mercedes. Crucial move there for the McLaren, as he will now set his sights on the championship leader ahead. Yonder ahead of Ben 94 now. I'll tell you who will be most affected by that safety car. S&Q and the Mercedes with that penalty. If no one else picks up a penalty and the gaps stay around how they are, who will fall to P10 currently. DHL not far off Nico still, as Eggles into the pits. 5-second penalty. I won't be surprised if he retires, and he does. So unfortunate there for the Williams driver, forced off the track by the Mercedes, and now out of this race, and will lose heavy ground in the championship. As we saw before the race, the gap's so tight at the top, so narrow, as JJ now will be lining up a move down the start finish straight on the Ferrari, the sole Ferrari in this race. They can score maximum points for them. Aston now only with 1 car as well, wanted to get some more ground in the championship with only 4 points last in the championship. Will be want to get any points they can, as JJ tucks up now behind the Ferrari, close enough to make a move. He's not, as Union up another place. What a comeback from the Red Bull, up into P6 now, as there's a bit of contact there. JJ off the road, as Nico now on the back of him. Can Nico make a move into turn 4? I don't know quite what happened there. We just missed that as there's a yellow flag. And who is that round? Oh, that is the Williams, the AI for some reason, just driven out the pit lane. Nice little gap there forming between Tachubi, who was leading this race from start to finish. And then from that bizarre incident under the safety car is now nowhere. As JJ tucks up once again behind Sam Drakely. Going to make a move in turn 10. No. Better just to wait for the straight, because if you pass here, you'll lose it again. I think Sam's gone a little bit wide. That will affect his run now all the way down into turn 1. These corners are so high speed at the end of the lap. He's going to lose all that ground all the way down the straight. The gap 2.5 tenths now. JJ will wrap this move up nice and simple down the straight. As he tucks up with DRS. Switches to the inside. No battery used. Nice up into the lead for the Alfa Romeo, the championship leader, now into P1. With his nearest rival now out of this race, every point is going to be crucial for the Alfa Romeo. And he's just going to keep extending and extending his advantage in the lead of the championship. Sam will try and stay behind, use the DRS to defend from the McLaren. Still fantastic points as Union drops back behind FGA and the Alfa Romeo. Danny leaves the session. He was out long ago, so no stress there. JJ still in the lead. Sam pulling back a little bit, 5.5 tenths now is the gap. The top 7 cars still very close together on circuit, all of them with DRS. Nice close battle between these guys. Sam now will try and tuck back up behind JJ with the DRS. He's got a lot more battery, and the cars around still saved a lot. He's going to save some more apparently. Not going to use any more. Is the Mercedes behind looking for a move? He was, but not close enough. As Vapor go around in the background into the pit lane, and we have a virtual safety car incident there. Vapor into the pit lane, and he's got a 5 sec, and he's out. So now if you finish, you score. Nice and simple. Shame for the McLaren there. Now one sole McLaren left in this race. Nico, who's currently in 3rd place. As we can have a little breather once again. VSC still out, DRS enabled, and VSC in. Sam has got a very nice safety car restart indeed, only 4.5 tenths now behind behind JJ, sorry. 95% battery. He's going to, if he blasts this down the straight, he will get the move done, but he's trying to play it conservative and just sit behind. But he is close enough. Will he go for it down into turn 1? He switches to the inside. Wheel to him to the first corner they go. Nice and easy, guys. And Sam back into the lead, but JJ's got a very good exit indeed. Tucks up back behind the Ferrari driver. Down now to turn 4. Not quite close enough. It's the Alfa Romeo. He doesn't want to go for any stupid moves. He knows his nearest contender in the championship is out of this race, so he can't take any risks. Just bring the car home, score some good points. Just 5 laps to go in this Spanish Grand Prix. Round 6, almost over. A double header up next. We have both Singapore and I can't remember the other circuit now. Singapore and Belgium. That was the one. So we have round 7 and 8 back-to-back 2 35% races with one-shot qualifying in the one night. Some great action, I'm sure, will happen in all 3 tiers. JJ very close to Sam again. Sam could actually pull this back now with that nice VSC restart. He's brought himself right back into the fold again. As JJ should burn some battery here. He's all tucked up in the slipstream. DRS wide open. Using a bit of battery there, switches to the inside. Comfortably ahead as we head into the first corner there. Ferrari's still right behind, a little twitch there, but he's still got so much battery. Sam playing the long game here. This could play dividends in the final stages of this race. Everyone from JJ down to Union, all within DRS still. FJA actually very close to Chubi, the man who was leading the race for so long. Now in 5th place. What a shame, the man who put it on pole, controlled the race for so long, now out of contention for the race win. One slight mistake by any of these drivers and you're 10th, still plenty of points on the table for anyone out of here, out of this group here. Sam dropped off a little bit, but he can just burn that battery. I wouldn't be surprised if they pass and repass lap for lap, but if anything, Sam should sit behind and just wait till the last lap to make the move. As he has, because he's got 90% battery. Deploys a bit there, just little by little. Close back up. Close enough for a move. He is down the inside. Goes the Ferrari, lovely move into the first corner. As Nico and DHL guy will go and wheel to into the first corner as well. Can DHL go all the way around the outside? He can't. Switches to the inside. He might just make it work. Just run out of road there to go for a move. But lovely wheel to wheel action there through turn 4. Go to turn 3 rather. As the gap now just 3/10. Sam retaking the lead. This is what I feel is going to happen now to the end. It's going to be who wants to sit behind until the last lap and just pinch the lead, burn all the battery, and just sneak past again. I wouldn't discount Nico here. He can just sit behind, pick up the pizzas. Not the pizzas, the pieces. JJ just a 10th and a half behind, wisely sitting behind. Some great action from the Spanish Grand Prix. It lulled off a little bit in the middle, but that late safety car has brought everyone into contention here. 7 cars, all with DRS, going for it. As JJ now, will he repass for the lead? It's miles different. Look at the gap down the straight, DRS wide open, a little bit of battery use, tucks into the lead once again. Tuchubi and FGA battling actually in the background. Let's have a look at this. Ooh, can Union sweep round the outside, wrong camera angle, and back up into P6 for the Red Bull. Lovely little move there, capitalising on the Alpha's mistake and moves himself back up into the top 6. Tuchubi now just dropping out of DRS. He needs to stay within that, as S&Q might just be safe of Ben at the moment with that penalty. JJ now a little bit of a gap to Sam once again. Four and a half tenths is the gap now. Sam still with, although they've got very even battery now, about 7% the difference. So the advantage not quite so substantial. Everyone's still within DRS in the top 7. Lovely helicopter shot here. As we'll see, Sam onto the main straight DRS. What a great shot this is. Nico, I think, is using a bit of battery to gain up. And he is, as Sam switches to the inside. Will Nico follow him through? He does. The McLaren now, wheel to wheel, through the first corner. Oh, slight wheel banging, but he does make the move stick. Lovely move there from the McLaren. Just the door was wide open for him, and he just walks through it. Into P2 for the McLaren. Lovely move there. Opportunistic, but very tactical and very clever. And now he puts himself firm into the frame for the win with only 1.5 laps to go. Oh no! Commentator's curse. Huge crash behind as well. Tuchubi out of the race. Nico spun round by JJ there. That will be a penalty, I'm sure. As DHL guy now into P2, 1.5 seconds off Sam. This surely just gifts the lead to Sam. Gifts the win, sorry. As from there, JJ running wide. As Union might find himself onto the podium now. As he goes down the inside now. Oh, the Alfa Romeo has no front wing. He has half a front wing. The championship leader, making contact with Nico, has just lost them both a chance of a guaranteed podium. Union now onto the podium. Fantastic comeback for him. But he will have to watch FJA behind him. He will have the DRS and he will be very fast down onto the straight. DHL guy now onto the podium. What a fantastic race this has been. Dramatic final stages as FJ8 down the inside into turn 1. Union sits back again. Loses the chance of the podium for the moment, but he will have DRS again down the back straight. He just needs to sit behind with those soft tyres and try and gain it back as Yonder ahead now, or wheel to wheel at least, with Ben 94 into turn 2. But we'll keep our eyes focused on this battle currently as they're still wheel to wheel. I hope something to happen here because we would miss it. Don't know what happened with Tajubi. Tajubi just came into shot with no tyre, so contact there for sure. FJ8 all over the back of DHL. I think he's made a mistake. Can Union find his way onto the podium from spinning early on? Can he get onto the podium here? Last ditch move for anyone? Not quite. Union might not make it to the podium now unless there's a mistake. But let's look onto the man, the Ferrari. A fantastic comeback drive from Sam. Found himself in the lead after the safety car. Great battling at the end, loads of battery left, and he crosses the line to win the Spanish Grand Prix. What a drive from the Ferrari driver. DHL picks up P2 ahead of FJ8. Good points for Alfa Romeo there as the Union just misses out on the podium. But what a drive from Jaden there to get back up into P4. Some good points. The championship leader JJ getting himself in some contact. Falls to P5 with damage. What a dramatic end to that race. The man who led most of the race out. DHL F1 guy there. With driver of the day, rightly so. What a great drive. It's a British driver, Ferrari driver on top of the podium. Fantastic drive from him as he takes the trophy and lifts it above his head. Ferrari team very happy with that result. And rightly so. Great drive from the Brit as we finish off with the champagne. What a great Spanish Grand Prix that was. Tailed off a bit in the middle, but that's safety car restart at the end was fantastic. Right, let's go through the order then. S&Q picking up 6 seconds of penalties in the end. Samuel Drakeley then is your winner. Fantastic race from him, 25 points in the bag. DHL F1 guy picks up P2. FJA with the fastest lap, P3. Union, great comeback drive from him. Makes his way back up into P4. And can we just point out the fact as well, rightly so, driver of the day, DHL F1 guy, 13th to P2. And we have JJ championship leader making contact with Nico from 16th. Was looking to win the Grand Prix, but then taken out. Ben 94, great comeback from him into 7th. Yonder P8. And SNQ falls into the last of the finishers in P9. Tachuvi contact at the end there, losing himself from the lead contention. But I hope you enjoyed that Spanish Grand Prix. That was a fantastic end to the race there, very dramatic. We will get the podium sitters in. So we had DHL F1 guy. Invite to party. We had Sam. And we had FJ. Hello guys, just make sure you include your audio. All good?
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm sorted.
Right, we'll start with your P3 man then. FJA, great drive from you. Do you want to talk us through your race a little bit and how that went for you?
Yeah, right. Well, first of all, please call me Frankie instead of
Frankie.
just in
sorry.
future reference. No, it's calm. It's calm. Just yeah. But you know, quali. I think it was it P7 and P8 for me and JJ. So not great, but definitely one of my weaker tracks. And then yeah, everyone was just posting in DRS until this first safety car, and I chose to stay out because by box I would have lost a load of positions behind James, and then yeah, stayed out, got overtaken by about everyone in the top train, which I kind of expected, and then okay, Daniel died to Tubi. I don't actually know what happened because I was so far back at the time. But that gave me a position. Eggles and DHL, I don't know what happened, but I was behind them, and then Eggles was there, and then he wasn't there. So that was another free position, and then, yeah, in the last stint, it was just about managing battery, overtaking Jaden on the last lap, which was good. So, yeah, overall, pretty good race, considering P7 and all the safety cars. So, yeah, I'm quite happy.
It was a very good race. Yeah, good recovery there. How come you didn't pit under the first safety car? Was that tactical, or did you think you'd just stay out and maintain the tyres?
Yeah, well, again, like, if I were to box there onto fresh tyres, like, I would have come out, like, effectively a lot lower than what I would have wanted to, so I decided to take the risk.
Thought you'd keep
stay
track
out.
position.
Yeah, exactly, keep track position. I mean, older tyres, I mean, it was always going to be an issue, but I was just like, I'll go soft to the end, and then that got ruined anyway, but it all worked out in the end, so, yeah.
Well, very well done. Great drive, good overtake there on the last lap as well to take P3. On to the P2, man. DHL, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. I'm here.
Yeah, talk us through your race.
Yeah, so I qualified P13. I didn't really have that much pace. I crashed on my final lap, but I didn't think it would have improved me anything anyway. So I started P13. Yeah, it was just sort of trying to get into the rhythm of being that far down, knowing you have to make up that many places. Then the first safety car came out, pitted for the hard, which is a really good decision in the end. So went for the hard, just tried to run as long as I could, hoping for a safety car. Then it came, obviously, and then that got me up into P6, I think. Then making a couple moves, or sorry, P4 got me into. Made the move on Eggles. It was, I mean, I did send it a bit down the inside. He gave me space, which I credit him for, but then when he rejoined, he just rejoined into the side of me, so there's not really much I can do about that. Then...
Yeah, that was a bizarre incident. I think I saw him on the minimap just trying to rejoin it, and he collided off someone.
Yeah. Then... I used all my battery trying to get past Nick, which obviously in the end sort of, it didn't ruin my race, but it ruined my chance at a win, definitely. Then obviously JJ and Nick crashed. It did. I mean, I think JJ will be getting a pen for that, just from what I've seen. Then
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Yeah.
A nice big tap up the rear.
Yeah. Then I had to take avoiding action. Obviously, then I was outside the second for Sam, and then that was his race one. So yeah, I can't fault him. Can't fault. I mean, everyone raced pretty well today. So yeah, I'm happy with my race. So yeah, we take a P2.
Yeah, it was a great result from you from P13 on the grid. Good comeback there from your quali.
Yeah,
but yeah, well done on the P2. Sam, are you there? Talk us through your race. Well done on the win. I'm sure you're very happy with that. Talk us through it.
Yeah, happy with the win. It was a surprisingly good quali, considering, especially this season, my quali pace has been horrible since I've turned off ABS. So I just haven't been able to put a lap together, but it was a decent quali to start 5th. It's the highest I've started in a while. And then, yeah, kept a solid pace throughout. It was just sat in a train, which it usually is at Spain. And then I made the decision to not pit when everyone else was onto mediums, and it seemed that it worked out because the safety car came out, which gave me a little bit of luck at least. So I lost I gained like 2 positions from what I was. And then Dan and Tahubi obviously had a bit of a running in, which put me to P1, which we were all laughing about in the party because it's not the first time Dan has done it. And yeah, so I think I was just in a pretty good mood going into this race, and at the end, I mean, me, Nick and JJ were battling.
That was a very nice battle. We had a lot of it on stream.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened between them. I mean, I was a bit fuming when that VSC came out because I knew I had more battery than all of them because I didn't really deploy. And then Eggles' retired car also screwed me over. I was about 6 tenths ahead, and then the gap dropped to about 2 tenths because I had to avoid the car that came out of the
Yeah, it
pits.
is. It's weird when it does that. But
Yeah.
your battery management was probably very critical in getting you back into the lead, because you could have got caught up in that incident with JJ and Nico.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously leading from the end. I was just trying to keep more back. My goal was to keep more battery than JJ, because I knew Nick's tyres would have fallen off. So, you know, the softs lasting 11 laps. I mean, it was going to fall off eventually. That's why I chose the decision to go medium instead of softs. And
That was definitely the right call.
yeah, the softs fell off. So I wasn't really worried too much about him. I was more worried about JJ because we were just trading positions. But I know I had more battery than him, so I wasn't really panicking. I was contemplating whether do I overtake him because I want DRS on the last lap, but it turned out I saw Nick coming behind me, and I could not afford him to get ahead and just hold me up and let JJ get away. So I made the move, and it turned out to be the deciding factor. Otherwise, I would have been the one getting hit in the rear, and not Nick. So yeah, it was a nice battle, and I'm happy to come out the win, especially after my P3 got stripped away last race. So,
Very
yeah.
good drive from you. Would you say with the championship protagonist falling down a bit, losing some points, would you count yourself into the picture?
I mean, it's early doors in the season. Well, actually, the season ain't even that long, is it? It's only
About halfway through.
Yeah, halfway through. How many points am I behind? 8th. Oh, I'm like 20. Was that 26? Yeah, 26. It's definitely helped me in the championship. If I got that P3 in Britain, I would have been a bit more confident. But I am happy because obviously I finished ahead of everyone else ahead of me. So yeah, I mean, first person to get 2 wins this season, which is also a positive. And yeah, I
Just
think
gotta
I can
keep it
definitely.
going.
Yeah, I can count myself in it, but I just need to put in the performances. Spain is a good track for me, so I kind of
Just about the consistency. Just got to keep that up.
exactly.
And I'm sure you'll stick in it.
Cheers.
Yeah, very well done. That is the end of the stream, guys. That is the end of the Spanish Grand Prix. We'll be back next week with a double header, Singapore for round 7, and then round 8 in Belgium. Fucking